Hello everyone, I'm the Fanfiction Fanatic, also known as Brodie, and I'm here once again with my friend Peter, say hello,
Hello.
to discuss some fanfiction. This time we're discussing more crossover fanfiction, focusing on a crossover between several different franchises, in a form of fanfiction we discussed in the previous episode. Briefly, very briefly, we're going to go into it in a bit more detail this episode.
Okay.
Peter, can you remember what I'm talking about? Do you
No.
remember?
It's been a while.
It's been a while since we did this episode. It was one of the earlier ones we did. It's the 6th episode, in fact.
Oh, I'm trying to rack my brain.
It was the How to Train Your Dragon episode.
Oh my god. Oh.
So you can probably guess what we're going to talk about today.
I can think.
Now, okay. Do you remember Rise of the Brave Tangled Dragons?
I do.
Peter, what is it?
Ah. It's crossover between.
It's not that funny, dude.
It's funny. It's so dumb.
Why does this one get you?
I don't know. It's How to Train Your
Because
Dragon.
we spent that night looking up bad crossover pictures?
Probably.
Okay.
It's How to Train Your Dragon crossed with Tangled, crossed with Brave.
Yep. It's crossed with Brave and Rise of the Guardians. You can't
Rise of the
remember that.
Guardians. Oh yes. How
Yeah.
could I forget?
Now, Peter, which of these 4 animated movies do you enjoy the most?
The most?
I mean, I'm not even going to say mine because everyone should get it by now. If you look at the channel.
Out of all of them, and in terms of just screen time and just everything, I do like How to Train Your Dragon more.
I mean, what's
I still like all of them.
kind of
They're
not
still
fair
good. Yeah.
because there's 3 movies and a TV show over everybody else.
Yeah.
Although Tangled has a TV show.
I've never watched it though.
It's okay. It's a crossover between those 4 franchises, predominantly between the 4 main characters: Jack Frost from Rise of the Guardians. Do you remember Jack Frost?
I do. I do.
Teenage Heartthrob.
I actually really did like that movie.
Okay, that's a good movie. Merida de Brunch.
I liked Brave as well.
Rapunzel Coroner. I don't know if that's her official last name.
I think it because it's like the king and queen.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
And Hiccup Horrendous Haddock the Third, etc., etc. Now, do you know the origin of this crossover?
No, I don't.
So, I looked it up, and I found the website Know Your Meme, that the predecessor of this crossover can be found with various pairings of each character. So it was originally just pairings between the characters, which makes sense. They're movies that all came around the same time with the same age characters almost, except with Jack, who's a bit older.
Yeah.
And
Jack is like important.
And on July 4th, 2012, a group named Merida x Rapunzel was created on the online artist community DeviantArt.
Oh.
So it originated on DeviantArt, and on September 8th, 2012, user RedheadK submitted the first of a series of comics pairing Merida and Hiccup.
Okay.
So it was originally going to be Merida x Rapunzel community, but then someone just pasted all their Hiccup fan art. On September 28th of that same year, YouTuber Anime Fangirl 92, I don't know if their channel still exists, uploaded a video called Merida in Wonderland, which featured supercuts from Rise of the Guardians, Brave, How to Train Your Dragon, and the Lorax.
The Lorax?
That was a different time.
Yeah, whoa.
Do you remember the Lorax
I
by
do.
Illumination Studios?
I do.
On October the same year, YouTuber Moloko Cartoons uploaded another supercut video featuring Tangled instead of the Lorax. And this is where it all began. It started with Rapunzel x Merida,
Yeah.
turned into Hiccup x Merida, then a crossover between the Lorax, those two, and the Lorax and the Rise of the Guardians.
Yep.
And then then they took out Lorax and replaced it with Merida, with Rapunzel again.
Who would have the Lorax been paired with?
I think it was a lot more different back then.
Okay.
Because it sounds like it's a Wonderland parody where it's Merida and just wandering through this world with fucked up other characters from other things. Because they're all kind of magical compared to her.
I guess so.
Hiccup's got a dragon.
Hiccup's got a dragon.
Jack is the dead guy.
Jack's the dead guy who has ice
And
powers.
the Lorax is the Lorax, invented by Dr. Seuss. Now, this episode's going to be a bit different. I haven't read enough of these crossovers to appropriately discuss its trends and tropes.
Okay.
But luckily for us, there's a Wikipedia page we can just look at instead.
Ooh, okay.
So before that, I'm going to go through the 2 stories I have read. I've read more since then. I made this, but I forgot to include them. The first story I read is called The Dragon and the Bow by Finmonster. And we've discussed this one briefly before when we talked about it in the How to Train Dragon episode. This is the one where Hiccup shoves a grenade in a guy's head and it explodes.
Oh, where Stoic and what's her name's dad fights Drago.
The Bear King and fights whatever the fuck his name is.
Bloodfist?
No. It's another guy. It was the villain from Brave as a human. Because the villain's like a bear. Mordu. The political marriages are nothing new. Times are hard even in the harsh Northlands. Wait a minute. Never mind. There's an oxymoron because he says like even hard in the harsh Northlands. Like, I mean, it's kind of inferred by them being hard. Whatever. With dragons and marauders in abundance and allies few and far between. But when Hiccup and Merida are forced to forge an alliance between Burke and the Highlands, will the result be heartbreak or unexpected feelings? Will the results be heartbreak or will unexpected feelings defeat an ancient evil that threatens to turn the world to ash? The Red Death talks in this story. It's weird.
Really?
It talks. It shouts at his wife.
Wait, he has a wife in this?
He's Mordu's mum. And she's like a weird witch. I think it's supposed to be the witch from Brave, but I don't remember. Because there's a witch in Brave.
Yeah, I remember. That's what changes Merida's mum into a bear.
A bear. It's rated T, even though there's a scene where a guy's head explodes.
Jesus.
People's senses are getting lower, I guess. This is what happens when you're allowed to rate your own story.
True.
It's 40 chapters, Hiccup X Merida, and it's finished. So if you want to read it, go read it. I enjoyed it. Ashwood's a bit racist at the start, but it's fine.
Yeah, because different tribe or
whatever. Look, if you live your entire life on the same island with the same people every day, you are going to be a little bit nervous or distrusting or maybe outright dislike.
Yeah.
Are you looking up the fanfiction right now?
I became curious. I became curious.
Okay, you can read that one then. And then here's another one that I read. And this one makes me sad. Because it's good, but... it's called The Nightmare Clock by Blue Kaz. I didn't say who the other one was. It was called The Dragon by Bow, but it's called The Dragon and the Bow by Finmonster. Or Finmonster. And this one's called The Nightmare Clock by Blue Kaz. After the defeat of Drago Bloodfist, Hiccup travels to recover. He nears the kingdom of Arionda, where Elsa is preparing a 3rd anniversary of her coronation. And meanwhile, in the south of Corona, Rapunzel dreams of her old powers, all while a clock slowly ticks down to midnight. This story's good. I only have one complaint. Astrid's dead.
Sad.
So, you know how in the second movie that Stoic does the get out of the way and then boom?
Yeah.
It was Astrid instead. And that makes me sad.
That does.
It makes me real sad. Especially now. Post How to Train Your Dragon 3.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm sad again.
Sad again.
My ship is broken, Peter! Don't you get it? But it's fine, he finds someone... Elsa looks like Astrid, right?
No.
A little bit.
Not really, no.
Well, that the fanfiction seems to think so.
She has way longer hair and her face looks nothing like Astrid's.
Their blue eyes.
That's the only thing then.
Hair with braids.
I remember...
Blue is their predominant colour on their outfits.
That's true, but that doesn't mean that... That's like seeing someone else and going, you have a colour associated with someone I know.
Well, he doesn't like her just for that. He just was like, oh, it's just one of the things he noticed. It's like, he kind of looks like Astrid a little bit if you squint.
If you squint? If you're drunk?
Okay, so we're going to move over to a couple of options we have. Peter will look up a wiki page on these things. We're going to discuss what these characters typically are in these AUs, these crossovers. Now, I've got a certain collection. You can pick a couple that we can look at.
Okay.
We got the modern AU. where they're
camp.
all just living in high school.
I was going to say that's very self-explanatory.
We've got the storybook AU, which
Like a fairy tale?
is like a fairy tale, except there's a fairy tale AU here too.
Oh.
So I don't know what the difference is,
Is a fairy tale...
but I looked through these briefly before, so there should be some difference.
Is the fairy tale AU just in fairy tale?
Probably like just replaces the characters' names with their names.
Maybe.
Okay. And then we got the Hogwarts one. Surprise Harry Potter out of nowhere.
Surprise Harry Potter.
And then we got the Avengers AU. We got the Seasons Guardians AU. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what it is.
But I don't remember. And we got the Hybrid AU. And then we got probably the funniest one. The Game of Thrones AU.
What?
Yeah, don't you want to see Hiccup in Game of Thrones?
Yeah. Hiccup flies in on like a night fury, and there's massive dragons.
What's this dragon? Oh. So which ones do you want to look at? You can look at probably 3 today before we run out of time.
Okay, I would like to look at the... Let's just start plain simple, the modern one.
Okay. Gotta wait for the website to load. What are you expecting while we wait for the website to load?
Teen angst.
Teen angst?
Yeah, like,
That's
I
a
love her, but she doesn't feel that way.
Okay, we've got a nice image right here. Which
That looks like an anime.
What I'll put in the video.
Or like someone's... Dick.
Modern AU is an alternate universe in which the Big Four are living... Oh yeah, they're called the Big Four, by the way.
The Big Four?
Are living in the 21st century era. It is one of the most popular AUs in the fandom. Many modern AU fan art indicate the fully before going to high school or college-like universe in this AU, blah, 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 blah. Due to the LGBT2...
BT.
I can't say it.
LGBTQ+.
Plus community standing in modern times. The AU is where he Jack is most commonly found, which is Hiccup X Jack. Though it isn't always the case. And then we got featured characters, and we got their typical trends that they will do in this AU. So Hiccup and Sonic is typically the sarcastic and smartest of the group, which is probably true. As the nerd, Hiccup has been picked up top to bottom in all of his school life, blah 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 blah. Hiccup is typically not his real name in these AUs. It's typically a nickname used to make fun of him. Like, typically his real name would be... so, they've got a list here, and it's pretty... I've seen all of these. You got Henry, Harry, Harold, Hamish, Haven, or something similar. Hamish? Hamish Horrendous Hiccup?
Doesn't sound bad.
I think Hamish is the closest, because isn't Hamish like an old name?
Yeah.
Or is it like... I only know Hamish and Andy.
I remember it's an old name. Like, no one really picks Hamish.
Oh, and I talked about this before, briefly in the How to Train Dragon episode. Sometimes Toothless accompanies him, either as a dragon, a black cat, a black dog, a vehicle, or even as a human. Hiccup always has a prosthetic leg. Hiccup is countdown to leg loss, I'm telling you. If he hasn't lost his leg yet, he's gonna lose it over the course of the story. But usually it's from an everyday accident and not from the Red Death, because you can't write it.
No.
Jack is the rebellious bad boy of the group. I mean, the movie is kind of like that, but he's kind of more like a prankster than a bad boy.
He's kind of a prankster who's kind of very sensitive.
Jack, at the first glance, Jackson Overland is his name. Is a prank or problem waiting to happen, gaining the admiration of many girls in his surroundings. Despite this, Jack has the heart and sense to help those in need at the expense of his own safety, which is, yeah, that's like the show. His devil-may-care attitude may serve as a defense mechanism for deeper trauma, either involving his little sister or a near-death experience. Because his sister's... Like, he died saving his sister.
He died saving his sister, yeah.
It's quite the way to go.
Yeah.
Since Rise of the Guardians already takes place in modern times, some stories have Jack as a winter spirit and a guardian. So it's just like, just take his character from the actual movie. While the other 3 are left as believers, so they can see him. The other guardians are also nearly always in the story. Merida the Brunch is the hot-headed jock. That's pretty accurate.
Yeah. She's a go-getter.
Since she's in modern times, she doesn't have to argue with women's rights or something like that.
No, she's like,
so
no.
she can just be whoever the fuck she wants.
Yeah.
Merida is portrayed as an ill-tempered tomboy. One which speaks as she thinks and gets into fist fights with her friends in trouble. Heckled by her mother to be more ladylike, which is... I can see that happen even in modern times. In Ralph Breaks the Internet too, she's given movement modern clothing, so that's what she looks like mostly. So that's what she
I think
wears.
I've seen it, so...
Rapunzel Coroner, the sweet popular one. That's probably the most accurate description of her character.
Yeah.
Remember, she walks into a bar filled with criminals and they're all
And makes
best friends?
friends, yeah.
She makes friends with every single one. Yeah, she's the popular one.
Yeah.
Rapunzel Coroner, also going by Rapunzel Gothel, if you want to do that storyline, where Gothel's evil. Is the type who could make friends easily, being able to look past superficial ideals that her peers would see and find the good qualities in someone. Her time in the tower is usually paralleled by being homeschooled by Gothel. Despite her abusive, overbearing mother, Rapunzel can always make the time for her friends when they need her, just as they would make time for her. She serves as an adhesive of the group, balancing out the other more negative personalities of the other three. Which is true. So yeah, and then it's basically about what she looks like. Wreck-It Ralph. They will get modern clothes and Wreck-It Ralph. Extra characters, we've got the Guardians of Childhood, teachers and shit like that. We've got Queen Elsa, is seen as a straight A student that does her best to keep her grades up, spends time in the shadows when she wants to be alone, and tries to live to her family's expectations of her. Which is basically what she is in the movie.
Yeah.
We got a sister, basically just cheap Rapunzel.
Cheap Rapunzel.
We got Moana, she's here sometimes too. And then we got a bunch of other characters that don't have written anything for them. We got Kristoff, Mavis Dracula.
Mavis, I remember Mavis.
From
the Adam
Sandler movie.
Yeah.
Onceler? I don't know who that is.
Mavis is from Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. The Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, I thought you said Adam's Family movie. I was like, what?
Eugene Flynn Rider, Flynn. And we got Astrid Hutchinson at the very bottom.
Astrid.
Didn't bother. Oh my god, and we got a bunch of images here.
Oh, look.
I should probably keep what we use in the video to a minimum because these are all like fan arts. But I'll put some of them in, like the funniest ones. I think we'll put that one in.
Oh my gosh.
That one's funny as hell. We've got comments here. I hate Jack in this AU, they make him into such a jerk. I just realised that Rise of the Guardians and Ralph Breaks the Internet, Hiccup is the only one of the big four who will never be seen in modern attire. That's true. Because Jack has like a hoodie. But Hiccup is like, what would Hiccup wear? It doesn't matter.
A vest.
A vest. Turtleneck. Turtleneck with a vest.
Oh my god.
What? He would look like such an idiot.
He looked like such
but
an
that's
idiot.
a Hiccup. Well, that's the modern AU. That's where it is. That's the Warriors. And we got a bunch of popular spin-off AUs from this. We're going to list American Horror Story AU. Oh, but this is some of the stuff. Kingsman AU.
As in like the Kingsman universe?
Power Rangers AU. I'm going to look that one up. I'm videoing it.
You're videoing?
Mine. This is mine. This is for me and me alone.
Wow, that's Elsa and... Oh my gosh.
That's real good, actually.
It's Elsa and Anna.
The Power Rangers AU is an AU in the fandom where the Big Four and other such characters are portrayed as Power Rangers. This is kind of considered a sub-scenario to the superhero AU and the modern AU. The Big Four as characters. Hiccup Parentis is being the natural-born leader in canon. Yes. He's already... Hiccup is usually portrayed as the Red Ranger, however fans usually have the Power Rangers draw powers from the Night Fury. His Ranger title is mostly the Night Fury Ranger, staying black or changing colour to red depending on his role in the Ranger team it's placed in. That is the awkward question, isn't it?
Yeah.
If he's the leader, that means the Night Fury has to be red.
Mm-hmm.
Which is awkward.
It is.
But I guess it doesn't matter since everyone... Toothless is often portrayed as his Zord, red or stays black, and his sword or shield as his main weapons. The Dragon Eye, remember the Dragon Eye?
I do.
Can even be used as a Ranger artifact, as its lenses resemble that looks like power coins.
Yeah.
So you put the lenses in it and you summon a Zord. Dragon Zord. Oh, that'd be a cool idea, actually.
Yeah.
Summon dragons with the Dragon Eye.
It'd be like a big red dragon, but be toothless. It'd be like, look like toothless.
Stay tuned for the Power Rangers fanfiction episode. It's coming.
That'd be interesting.
What, you think I haven't read Power Rangers fanfiction?
I don't know. This is the first time you mentioned it.
Depends. You gonna make fun of me if I say I did?
No.
Jack's choice in blue makes him a Blue Ranger, while his ice powers and his white hair make him the White Ranger. Which one do you think fits better? Or he can be the Sixth Ranger and be called the Guardian Ranger, whose main weapon is his staff, and his ranger powers ice, wind, or form essential fun. Merida the brunch time riding the woods makes her a Green Ranger. I guess. Well, she's wearing green all the time.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Or from drinking from the fire falls a yellow ranger. But so basically, she can be any one of them. But I'd lean towards green. For my dark coats, a bear. Dark coats are both bear, Eleanor, and I guess her bow or sword can be used as the main weapon, and her ranger powers can come from the forest or land surrounding the brunch. Rapunzel's choice in pink makes her the Pink Ranger. She's wearing pink all the time.
She's wearing pink all the time.
Or she could be yellow because of
Or
hair.
yellow, yeah.
Pink or yellow. So she can also be the Green Ranger. Yeah, this one's not really as thought out as the other one.
No, this one's a lot of... They could be this ranger, or this ranger.
Heather!
Or this ranger.
Heather is here, and Heather's past as an ally and
antagonist.
Cast her as a Power Ranger that went on the wrong path.
Oh no.
So she's the ranger that, like, rhymed with...
The Razor Whip Ranger.
I've got Queen Elsa, Blue Ranger. Yeah. Yep, I made a mistake. Oh well.
There's a lot of, like... These characters could be A, B, or C. Are those the Big Hero 6
Yeah,
cast?
the Big Hero 6 cast is here too.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Valky's here too.
That's
Portrayed as the
funny.
Dragon Rangers.
That's funny.
Yep, okay. So, we got another choice here now. Which one do you want to pick now?
Oh, okay. I would like to see the hybrid AU.
Okay.
Because I don't know what that would entail.
The hybrid AU, also known as the animal AU and animalized AU, is the AU in the fandom with the big four portrayed as hybrids, portrayed as animals, and have animal-like features. It's the furry one.
Oh, shit.
I don't want to read the furry one.
I want to see what it's about.
Fans have infused Teacup and Toothless as they turn into Night Fury human hybrid. They've also made him a human with dragon-like abilities because of his dragon-like soul. Which is kind of thing they say he has. As many fans feature... Okay. Like understanding what they're saying, blah blah blah. God damn, it's seen loads. Very fun having dragon-like eyes or having turned into a Night Fury. As well as fans featuring as a Jithar, or Shina and a Centaur. Okay, so yeah, here comes the dragon. Jack has been turned fans by as a polar bear. I'm not saying more like a penguin, because he's a happy boy. Polar bears are all sad now, because their world's destroyed. For the Joe's bear. Oh, and pairs the polar bear for the Joe's pairing where Merida represents the story with him. She gives him the spell that turns her mother into a bear. What?
What?
And there's a white fairy for Hito. Oh, depending on what animal you are, depends on what pairing you get.
Really?
So if he's a bear, he's with Merida. If he's a ferret, he's with Hiccup. Because of his friendship with Bunnyman, with the Easter Bunny, he can turn into a rabbit. Or given a rabbit it is, for some reason. This one's weird.
This one's weird.
What? While his Patronus in Hogwarts AU common takes the form of a fox or hummingbird. I don't... This is what happens when you try to apply animal motifs to characters that don't have animal motifs. He could be anything. What does it matter what he is?
I love what Merida's is, though, just from reading
Merida
the first
has...
part.
Fancy giving Merida the form of a cat or a raccoon. Wouldn't a bear make the most sense?
That's what I was thinking. Imagine raccoon
Why
Merida.
can't she be the bear?
Why can't she be the
Why
bear?
should it be a cat or a raccoon?
She makes the most sense for being a bear.
She could also be a horse because of her relationship with her Angus horse.
I mean, I guess.
Okay. Rapunzel is replied as either a horse because of the fucking Maximus,
Yeah.
or infused with a centaur, or portrayed as chameleon due to her relationship with Pascal. Fans have also placed her as a cat or a rabbit because rabbit and cat girls are cute. I think that's the reason. Girls are cute,
Yes.
boys are bears.
Okay.
Look, I don't believe it. This is the fucking wiki.
I know you do.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
That's getting cut out. That's the end of that one. I don't want to read this one anymore. It makes me uncomfortable.
Okay.
Eh.
I want to see the photos, though.
You want to see the photos?
I want to see the photos.
We're going to go down to the photos. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. We've made a terrible mistake. Mistakes we have made. We're going to hell. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh.
I'm just gonna go lay down and die.
Oh my gosh. What the fuck?
Look, there's a miraculous ladybug at you.
Oh my god, there is. Hey.
Yeah,
That
that one can stay. We're just gonna leave on a high note. There we go.
Yeah, that.
What one next?
I feel like that'd fit in with the superhero one, but.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's try either the storybook or the fairy tale.
I think we'll go for fairy tale.
Okay.
What do you expect?
I don't know, because storybook is what I imagined fairy tale was going to be.
Oh, there it is. That perfectly sums up what that is.
Actually, I really like that. I'm not gonna lie.
Fairy tale AU, also known as the fantasy AU, is an alternate universe within the Rise of the Brave Tangled universe. The Rise of the Brave Tangled. In the AU, is placed into a world of popular fairy tales and fantasy. Because it is not canon, artists for this AU are shown through Fanfiction Fanatic and other fanfics. So it's just them all living in the same world as replacing other fairy tale characters, I think. So I think this picture perfectly summarizes what this is all about.
100%, I really like the artist who did that. It's really nice.
Really good art. Although Hiccup hasn't lost his foot yet, so you got to wait for that.
Yeah, the countdown begins.
The countdown begins. You know when Gottel stabs what's his name?
Yeah,
Finn at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Instead, he gets stabbed in the foot and he loses it. That's how they're gonna do it. That's how I see it going. Popular fairy tale is the parody. Cinderella, Snow White and the Snow Dwarfs. Blah 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 blah. The Snow Queen, the original Snow Queen, not the one we got in the film. Hiccup is mostly the main character in the four of the fairy tales. Oh, he's most likely to appear in the fairy tales Beauty and the Beast. I guess he turns into a dragon, not a beast.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
The Snow Queen, Rapunzel, and Tarzan. The little wild boy Hiccup.
Ah!
Ah! But he's also a side character in Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, and The Little Mermaid. As who? Sebastian?
Yeah, I was like...
I'm imagining like Hiccup's squirrely voice singing like...
he's like, his voice is breaking.
I didn't say... Whatever. Fuck. Jack is mostly the main character in mostly the main character in Alice in Wonderland, The Snow Queen, and Peter Pan. I guess in The Snow Queen he'd be the boy that gets kidnapped.
Yeah.
Peter Pan, I guess he'll be Peter Pan himself.
And Tarzan, apparently he's a Tarzan.
That's who?
I don't know.
Tarzan? I don't know if that's weirder or less weird than Hiccup.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that even more so than Hiccup.
He's also a side character in The Little Mermaid. As Flounder, I assume. Hiccup, Sebastian, and okay. We got Merida, who's the main character in Beauty and the Beast. I guess she turns into the bear in that one.
Yeah.
Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, the Snow Queen, and Tarzan. Are they all Tarzan?
I don't know.
Are they all secretly Tarzan?
I think there's all different ones where they're all just Tarzan. I can kind of see how Merida would be, because she's... with her wild side and all that. Where the hell?
She's also a side character in The Little Mermaid, Rapunzel, and Peter Pan. I guess in the Peter Pan, she's a lost boy. Or a lost girl.
A lost girl.
I'm a lost girl.
Or Wendy.
Yeah. That makes the most sense, actually, Wendy. You're right. You're completely right. Peter, how are you so fucking right all the time? Although, isn't Wendy the main character?
Wendy,
in the cartoon, she is.
Yeah, in the cartoon, she is, but...
Rapunzel is mostly in Beauty and... Oh, that's all the same. Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, Snow Queen, Tarzan, blah, 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 blah. And the side character in Little Mermaid. They're all side... Who's the main character in The Little Mermaid?
Ariel?
They're all... I guess
Merida?
Merida? Astrid Hofferson is in Beauty and the Beast and Alice in Wonderland. And the side character in The Little Mermaid and Tarzan.
She's the hunter.
Who's the main character? She's Clayton.
She's Clayton.
What world have we ended up in where Astrid has to fight Hiccup over how she gets to shoot gorillas? That's not a world I want to live in.
Instead of gorillas, they're dragons. And instead of they're fighting, they fall in love.
Who's Clayton then? That means it should be Jane, not Clayton.
True.
Stark
Elsa.
Creighton, that'd be dark. Lost his son in the ship years ago. Blames dragons.
Flames dragons.
Finds a wild boy living among dragons, kills them all. That's a dark AU, Peter.
Dark at you.
Toothless is Beauty and the Beast and a side character in Alice in Wonderland and Peter Pan. Not Little Mermaid, though. No, Toothless and Little Mermaid allowed.
No. Nah. Toothless
okay,
is the beast.
Here's the pictures. Oh, we can actually
Enhance.
watch them.
Okay, that Astrid's face on her...
It doesn't fit.
It doesn't. It just looks weird.
Yeah, that's probably the one I'm gonna put up.
It's so nice. It's so nice.
There's only 2 pictures.
No, there's
more.
more.
No, there's a couple more. Okay, that one's
that
one's the one that's gonna go up. That's not live
That's
action
not.
at all. And is that fucking Dagger? Oh my god, that is Dagger. That's so dumb. Whatever. That's it. Look, I think we'll pick one more and then we'll finish it off.
Okay, one more.
Which one? I'm leaning towards the Hogwarts of the Game of Thrones one.
Let's look at the Hogwarts one.
Okay. What do I really need to explain what this is?
What?
Do I really need to explain what the Hogwarts IU is?
I think we've covered it. I think.
They're all living in Hogwarts, guys.
They all live in the Hogwarts.
They're all magic boys.
Oh
I think
no!
Stark would design.
I can see already 2 of them who are in different houses.
Yep.
Because of their ties.
Which houses would they be in? We can argue about that all day.
Oh, we could argue about that all day.
The world of Harry Potter has been a popular universe for all fans to use for crossovers.
Damn right it has.
Damn right it has. We know this first case. In this case especially, Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry is the perfect location for the Big Four to interact. Because of a number of reasons. Is an educational institute that gives an excuse for the four to be in the same area.
Yeah.
Even though one's in some... Oh god.
Slytherin?
No. One's near the top North Pole.
Yeah.
Because they're that far north.
There is already a magic
The one's in
school
Scotland, which I guess that makes sense why she would be there.
Yeah.
I don't know where the fuck Rapunzel is supposed to be. And Jack's in Scandinavia.
Yeah.
I think.
Well,
he's in a nice place too. I don't know where Jack Frost originated from.
In the Harry Potter universe, the different schools are basically like, oh, this region of the world, all the students from this region go here.
Yeah, but Jungsprang is like in fucking Europe as well, and so is the French place. True. Like the only people that go to Hogwarts are British and Scottish kids. Yeah. Probably Irish kids too.
I think I think Hogwarts is the smallest in terms of racial diversity.
Okay. It is an education initiative that gives an excuse for the Big Four to interact. It allows for the use of magic and the idea of dragons. And it adds elements of competition and rivalry between the Big Four and their friendship. Because they're all not going to be in the same house. I don't think any of them would be in the same. No. I think Hiccup has a chance to be in Gryffindor. He does. Because if Hermione can be in there, he can too.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. That's what I was thinking. Either Gryffindor or Ravenclaw. For Hiccup.
In most cases, being sorted into separate houses along with other characters from their respective movie allows for relationship development in unique and creative ways. However, there are a few authors that do sort them all into one house to set the rationality of their close friendship. Because of how Hogwarts separates their houses, there is a sense of rivalry between them, and the students rarely get to meet up at the time outside of the double classes.
That's true.
Is there any example of cross-house friendship in the movies apart from Luna and Ginny? Because they're friends.
Yeah, they're Luna and Ginny are friends. In the book there is. 100% there is. But there's not really in the movies.
I don't remember a single Hufflepuff from Harry Potter. I can't think... Oh, Cedric's one.
Cedric.
He's the only one.
Cedric does become decent friends with Harry, but after the Cho thing, Harry obviously feels salt.
Salt? She didn't go up for me because she's dating you. Fuck off.
Yeah, but he's jealous. He's jealous because he liked her.
Okay.
And then their relationship went nowhere because it was an awful one.
While most often sorted into Gryffindor for their heroics, the Big Four often seen sorted into different houses as a means to create a sense of charm of the day?
Camaraderie.
Breakfast Club style.
Camaraderie.
Wait, what? No, that's never mind. Some houses' choices are universally accepted while others are debated. Hiccup is a hard character to sort from the group, and often debated among authors for where he truly belongs. He possesses the hard-working and loyal nature of a Hufflepuff. Yeah.
True.
But also contains the thirst for knowledge and quick wit that is admired and portrayed by many Ravenclaw students. In the feature film How to Train Your Dragon, he is shown to be intelligent, observant, and clever, as well as being able to use his friends and their dragon's weaknesses and strengths to defeat the Red Death. In the rare cases, Hiccup may be placed in the Slytherin due to his resourcefulness, ambition, and clever nature. He doesn't really have ambition, though.
No, he never...
Maybe in the first movie you could say he had it, but in the second movie he clearly doesn't have it at all.
No.
He just wants to be himself. And
He's sorted his shit out by then.
Due to their relationship with dragons, okay. And Hiccup's ability to awkward from the This puts good perspective on the different sides of the stereotypes.
There are good Slytherins, yes.
They're supposedly. I've never met one.
That's because they don't exist. Wait.
Yeah, they don't exist, Peter.
No,
I
as
agree
in
with you.
the house doesn't actually exist, as in a real world thing.
I've never met a good Slytherin. I don't think I'll ever meet a Slytherin I liked. In other less rare cases, he can also be sorted into Gryffindor due to his bravery and thirst to prove himself in the first film. Another motive for his placings is his willingness to die for his friends and his loyalty to Toothless. Often in the universe, he's known to still have Toothless as a pet dragon, going through the same befriending and training him as in his film, but within the Forbidden Forest.
I feel like sorting people, like kids, at the age of 12 into houses based on certain traits would do...
Are you a smart kid? Are you a loyal kid? Are you a brave boy?
We'll just
Or you're a racist?
We'll just reinforce those ambitions of those traits because you're with other people who are just
because you just bounce off of each other
but people grow and change in life.
Well, no, because they're going to be one certain thing.
I know exactly. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Because since they're sorted into different houses,
if you're into a Gryffindor, you're going to be a brave boy and a jock. If you're into Ravenclaw, you're going to be a smart and snobbish dickhead. And if you put into Slytherin, you're going to be a racist arsehole. And if you're a Hufflepuff, you're a loser.
Oi.
Hey!
I'll stab you.
We've talked about this before. We're both Hufflepuff. We both took the test. We got the same fucking year. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign.
Both.
Both? Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Jack Frost is commonly sorted into... Oh, no, we didn't discuss. Which one do you think he belongs into most?
Hiccup?
I honestly think Ravenclaw.
I'm very conflicted between the three besides Slytherin, to be honest, because he does possess the traits to be in all three.
I've looked through this page before because I was curious. I think Ravenclaw fits him best, but mainly because of another character that often gets sorted into Ravenclaw that could be put somewhere else, and we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
So let's talk about Jacko Boy here.
Jacko Boy.
Jack is commonly sorted into Slytherin.
Okay.
For his mischievous and sometimes destructive nature, which is seen as more towards the start of his film.
I could see how it'd be in Slytherin because of those aspects, but I wouldn't say he's ambitious.
As a result, many stories feature him as a darker, more angst-ridden character compared to the other members of the Big Four, using his sorting as a point of tension and plot drive. So it's like an idea of why the fuck am I in this class?
He hates that he's in Slytherin.
He hates it. He's usually given a spot in the Quidditch team as a chaser or seeker. It's creating a competitive spirit between him and Merida.
Merida's gonna be...
Yeah, she would be. She's the
She
jock
would
type.
be. She would be the joke, yeah.
Other stories and artists have portrayed him as Gryffindor, showing him as a more fun-loving trickster.
That's also...
Like Fred and George.
Yeah, like Fred and George.
Which they literally say here. Or the Marauders. So I feel like Gryffindor would actually be a better place for him.
No, you're right. I agree.
But I guess out of the four, you can't have the other three in Slytherin at all. What, you're gonna put fucking Rapunzel in Slytherin?
What if she's super nice but manipulative?
No! Have you seen that movie?
I have. I'm saying, in terms of this AU.
Put into Slytherin because bullied by her mom.
Oh, God.
Oh, stepmom Gothel forced her to go in Slytherin. Because that's where she was.
Oh, shit. But that's not how Sorting Hat works. Actually, no!
You can choose. Harry chose.
Harry chose. Exactly, you're right. Harry chose.
You can be whatever class you want.
Even the hat says, because you wanted to be in a Gryffindor.
Even Hermione technically chose, because have you heard the theory that she only wanted to be in Gryffindor because she actually knew people in there?
That makes sense.
It's like, oh, these two idiots are going to be in Gryffindor. They seem nice.
That actually kind of makes sense, I'm not going to lie. Just because the only person... She doesn't know anyone at that time.
She also likes being the smartest. So
she likes being the smartest.
So she's in the dorm room surrounded by jocks. She's going to be the smartest.
I remember at one point, a Ravenclaw questions why she isn't in Ravenclaw, and she's like...
I guess I didn't want to.
Yeah, basically. She didn't want to. I could I could totally believe that theory.
Rarely Jack has been placed into Ravenclaw due to his colour scheme because he's blue.
Rarely Jack?
What?
Rarely Jack.
Rarely Jack has been placed into...
Okay.
And his tendency for witty banter. He's quick on the uptake of vagabond lifestyles and permits him street smarts.
Street smarts.
Street smart Ravenclaw. Leading to him soon creativity and originally traits of his house. As the only one amongst the four to maintain a variety of magical powers, as can be seen in his natural talent, assisting in affinity for magic, a common trait of Ravenclaw, because he has ice powers. He has a natural affinity. His own movie. Jack is also very competitive, a strong tie to the house, but also embodies other ideas of the house, such as individuality and acceptance of others. Okay. Moving on to Merida. Is it even an argument of where other house she can be played?
Definitely Gryffindor.
She's got the orange hair!
Also, I love that fan art. It's cute.
It's pretty good. Merida's always sorted into Gryffindor. Almost always. Due to her bravery and sometimes foolhardily courage. Yep. Which is a trait of all Gryffindors.
Yep, they're so brave that they're kind of stupid for being brave.
Gryffindors are seen as strong-willed and sometimes do not think all of their choices through.
Nope.
This often is justified by the character traits she takes on near the end of blah blah blah. Alternatively, some people have sorted her into Slytherin because of her ambition, resourcefulness, and self-centered desires.
Self-centered? What?
I don't want to get married, Mom.
I don't want to get forcibly married, so I'm going to make this competition to make it so I don't.
It is not the primary choice. Quite often in the fandom, Merida is shown to be in the Gryffindor Quidditch team, usually against Jack as a beater or chaser. She is also shown as not being the most astute student, often foregoing homework and studying for more exciting activities. Occasionally, she even takes up archery outside of the classroom.
Okay.
In circumstances, Merida could be portrayed as Hermione Granger due to her wild hair, but she's
no.
While being a redhead could give her the role of Ginny Weasley or blah 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 blah. And now we're going to move on to Rapunzel. It is widely disputed on whether Rapunzel should be Ravenclaw or Hufflepuff, as she possesses qualities indicative of both. As shown in her film Tangled, her creativity, thirst for knowledge, rational thinking, and drive to know more about the world outside her tower could sort her into Ravenclaw. However, she also has the traits that could place her in Hufflepuff, such as loyalty, honesty, and patience. Rarely has Rapunzel ever been sorted into Gryffindor due to house separate where they will have to be in different houses.
Yeah.
However, Gryffindor is also a suiting house for Rapunzel, especially taking into account her development in Tangled Before Ever After, which I think is the show. But even before the series, Rapunzel showed traits of Gryffindor, such as daring, nerve, bravery, chivalrous behaviour, and a thirst for independence. Additionally, she's often portrayed with her long blonde hair. Yeah. However, there are some artists that include with her with a pixie cut. It's up to the fanfiction writers whether the hair is long or as magical as in the movies. Fans have even used her tiara as Ravenclaw's diadem, which is the crown.
Yeah, the crown. Yeah. Which,
now,
Riddle uses.
I think Hufflepuff is perfect for her.
I agree.
I don't think she has the book smarts, but she does have the loyalty to be in Hufflepuff.
Yeah, because I agree with that.
Like, she's a bubbly, lovely lady. She's not snobbish enough to be in Ravenclaw.
No. Well, not everyone in Ravenclaw is snobbish, but people in Gryffindor think they're snobbish, and people in, other houses always have rivalries, so they think they fit into that. Like, Hufflepuffs are useless, but they're kind and nice. Gryffindors are brave, but they're idiots. Ravenclaws are smart, but they're arseholes.
They're snobbish.
Yeah, Slytherins are manipulative and backstabby, which can be said for the majority.
And racist. Most of them. Large number. At least two.
I mean, it doesn't show it in the movie, but at the end, in the last book of Harry Potter, when Voldemort basically loudspeakers into Hogwarts and says, "Bring me Harry, and you all will live." A majority of the Slytherin turn around and go, "He's there! Grab him!" And then everybody turns on them.
That happened in the movie.
Did it?
Yeah.
I don't remember it. That's why.
Then literally a girl turns and is like, "What are you doing? Grab him!"
Yeah,
He's
Patsy.
right there.
Yeah, Patil or whatever.
We got honorary members. We got Astrid Hofferson, who is either in Slytherin or Gryffindor. How could she not get in Gryffindor?
I know, right?
the fandom seems to be divided in this aspect, as she shows many traits of each house. She will be placed in Slytherin for a strong ambition and resourceful nature.
What if there was a Hogwarts AU where she was in Slytherin and Hiccup was in Gryffindor and it was a romance?
You can write that then, 'cause I'm not going to. And many traits of each house. Blah, 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 strong. But Gryffindor for a brave and run head on into situations personality. Alternatively, she and along with the other children from her village, Pa Hiccup, attend Dunsham Institute of Magic. So I guess they visit one year. She's sometimes part of the dueling club or Quidditch team, usually a chaser, sometimes a romantic relationship or good friends. It is usually to have a negative relationship concerning Astrid and Hiccup.
Oh.
Because the big four, you gotta kick out Astrid sometimes, I guess. Another placement for Astrid is that of Hufflepuff, which is continuously growing opinion in the fandom. This is due to her primary reasons and means to her actions. Her ambition and hardworking nature go hand in hand. But it's her undying loyalty and sense of fair play that often are the reasons for her placement in Badger's house. I can see How to Train Your Dragon 1 Astrid as a Slytherin.
Yeah.
How to Train Your Dragon 2 Astrid as a Gryffindor. And How to Train Your Dragon 3 Astrid as a Hufflepuff.
I agree.
Because she goes from nothing but ambition and drive to prove herself to abstract loyalty and probably one of the dumbest decisions she ever made to confront Drago on her own with just 3 or 4 other guys.
Yeah.
And bravery. To shit, Hiccup needs me now. Because that's her entire arc, realizing that Hiccup needs her bad.
Yeah. He's bad in a way.
So yeah, I can see like the transition from one to the next to the other. But Gryffindor. If you have an axe, you're in Gryffindor. I'm sorry. If your weapon involves hitting people over the head really hard, you're probably in Gryffindor. Flynn Riders are usually placed in Slytherin or Gryffindor. Slytherin, I can see, because he's a criminal.
Yeah.
More often than not, he's placed in Gryffindor for his reckless behaviour and daring attitude. However, he's equally placed into Slytherin for his cunning personality, sly nature, especially at the beginning of Tangled. I can see him as a reformed Slytherin.
A reformed Slytherin.
Look, I don't think Slytherins are good people. That's all I'm saying. When you're put into the house for backstabbing,
not everybody's put in the house for backstabbing. Some of them just because of their family and they hate it. Like Snape fucking hated being in Slytherin when he was a kid. The only reason he kind of adapted into that is because all of his family and friends were in it. Like his family friends were in it. So. And the person he cared about wasn't in it. And so, just push.
Elsa? Well, some fans have debated on what house Elsa is in. The most common house she is in Slytherin for her inverted personality and general excessive prowess. Because Slytherins are supposedly all super talented.
They are. That's their thing. They're like this. They're smart enough to be, but they're not as smart as the Ravenclaws. They're above average. But their main trait is they're sneaky or they're ambitious or they're... I don't know how to put it...
Okay.
Sly.
But also because she seems to reach for perfection. Because that's the character trait she had earlier in her movie. Yeah, gotta be perfect, gotta be perfect, gotta play by the rules, gotta be normal.
Yeah.
Ravenclaw due to her logical directions, her intelligence and a need for control. Both houses are reflected through Elsa's in her feature film. But most of her traits started in the canon book. A sister more like me. What? I guess that's a Frozen book.
Must be.
In other cases, Elsa is portrayed as Rowena Ravenclaw, founder of the House of Ravenclaw. Yep. We've got Anna Gryffindor. Yeah, okay. Or yeah, Gryffindor. She's dumb. Kristoff would be placed in Hufflepuff because he's just a guy. There's a bunch of guys from Big 6. Toothless is usually a dragon rather than a human. Can you sort animals into houses?
Not really, no.
What would Toothless's house be? Is he intelligent enough to have enough distinctive personality traits apart from being adorable and sometimes mad?
I don't think so. I mean, he is very sentient as a creature.
He's incredibly loyal.
He's incredibly loyal, but that's because
You didn't see the episode where Hiccup's about to drown. Toothless literally stays by him the entire time, even though he could escape. Loyalty to death.
That's pretty true.
Yeah, he's a Hufflepuff.
Yeah, but you can't. Yeah, but you can't sort animals into houses because it's the owner. Who you're technically a part of that house if your owner is, I guess. Like with what's it called? Not Hagrid. Fucking Dumbledore's Phoenix. He was a Gryffindor, and he happened to have a phoenix as a...
So you're saying that your pet reflects what you are?
I think so. Yeah, I feel like that would.
It's not like you doing that thing makes your pet become that thing. It's more like the pet you end up getting reflects who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if, let's say Hiccup is in Ravenclaw, you can spin it like you could say in comparison to other dragons too. This is more intelligent.
He is.
Like he's like.
In the How to Train Your Dragon universe, he is very.
It's like when you compare a cat to a mouse, or no, it's like you compare a 2-year-old to a 5-year-old. The 2-year-old understands shapes and basic concepts, but a 5-year-old's gonna be able to talk to you and understand more.
Yeah.
I guess it's like that, but then again, they can rank fucking children at 10 who don't even know who they are yet.
True.
I don't know, man. Enemies. We got Prince Hans, Marvel Gothel, and Pitch Black. You remember who Pitch Black is?
No.
He's the villain from Rise of the Guardians.
Oh, I remember Pitch Black.
Boogeyman.
Yes, the Boogeyman. Yeah, I remember him.
Well, that's it. Peter, what'd you think?
Interesting.
Interesting?
Interesting.
We spent 20 minutes on the last one alone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's something...
We could talk about Harry Potter forever, couldn't we?
We could, because there's so much to talk
I don't
about.
want to.
I don't
but
really
we could.
want to, because...
If we had to, we could.
If we had to, we could.
Well, I guess that's done. Peter, would you read any of these fanfictions?
I'll probably have a skim through, just see if there are any gems in the proverbial wasteland of sludge.
Fair. Would you think of visiting this website later on just to see, oh, we didn't see the pictures? I'm so glad I didn't close it. It's like they even first shot Dumbledore in the back. Then we said her from Rise of the Guardians.
That's funny.
Oh, here we got the fan art. That's probably where all the good shit is. Oh god, it's good. Oh no.
Oh. I'm guessing in this AU, his sister's dead.
Oh, that's him and his sister.
Yeah, I think.
Oh.
I think in that AU, his sister's dead.
That actually hurts my soul. That one's getting put in the video.
That's pretty sad.
Okay, we're done now.
All right.
Well, that's it. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
We'll see you all next time.